This is Star of Heroes. It is a mobile game on the browser. It's a little bit weird, but at first glance, I love the graphics in this game. You have, you have Sylvanas there in the back lane. You have Pirate Man dude over here. You got Necromancers over there on the right. Crazy ship going through. It's a nice looking game. It's so reminiscent of mobile though. Like just at a graphics base, it's so uncanny. I don't know like how you do that. How like mobile games usually have a very distinct look for themselves alone, and then to see it on a browser, it's weird. And that's not even getting into the gameplay. And then you have Garrosh Hellscream over here, you know? I feel like this game takes a lot of reference from like World of Warcraft and similar titles. Diablo, Blizzard titles I should say in particular. So like just like a mobile game, you're going to be going back and forth between a quest giver and this portal. And once you go into that portal, you're going to go into an instance, which is like a little, like a small dungeon, basically. And once you get to the dungeon, your character is going to march to the right, ever forward, until they encounter an enemy, in which they attack, destroy, and then defeat the boss of each little engagement. And then repeat about 1,000, 10,000 times. That's it. That is it. There's no story. There's no. The combat is not difficult in the least. It's a very laid back casual game that looks great. There's nothing to do in these combat engagements. You can go through the entire combat sequence and not ever do a thing. And that's not even like, I don't even have auto battle or 2x battle unlocked, and I can still just like minimize the browser or do something else for the 5 minutes that it takes to do this. Oh yeah, there's what's his name? What's his name? I don't play World of Warcraft enough to know what that guy's name. Uther Lightbringer, is that his name? Uther Lightbringer? I don't know. Well, that looks and like those little guys look like little druids or something. The graphics in the game are like, they're really charming, and I really do like it. It's kind of annoying to see like 10,000 pirates over here though. I should say that. And why a pirate for your main character? I don't believe I actually got to choose who as my main character either. But whatever. It seems like you can change it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I gotta say, like, the graphics in this game are 10 out of 10 in my opinion. They look so good. And it does that. A lot of these games, even though they'll have like great base assets, will have terrible animations. The animations of this, they're not like top tier, but they do well enough to make it visually interesting and like, not nauseating. And every character has an ultimate in which they summon another animation which comes up, and it all looks pretty good. The graphics, the visual presentation, like look at that, it's like some kind of mermaid with the sword. This game looks great. That is like the best thing about this game, is that it looks really great, and it'll look even better like on a tablet, a small tablet or something, where the bright, colorful, vibrant graphics would really start to pop. On a browser it's still okay, but it's like stretched out to like 1920 by 1080 on my screen, which kind of makes it a little bit less great. And also I use a program called Flux, which like dims the lights on my computer monitor, so it looks even less colorful, but it still looks great. Even through all that, it still looks great. Still, and like each of these dungeon instances are going to be looking different. I assume it's just going to cycle through them, cycle through each one over the course of the entire game. But if they cycle through, I don't know, 10 of these, each one is kind of randomized or something as you go through, that'd be totally fine. It'd be reasonable, so long as it looks a little bit different. And they do a great job. Like all these, there's so many enemies so far. They're gonna cycle through them, but at the very least, it's like they got the visual presentation down. Like I said, I've got no problem with that. Gameplay wise, there is no gameplay. That's the short and sweet of it. There's nothing for you to do. You can easily set up like a bot program to just Tap on the screen every once in a while, and then maybe use your ultimate abilities every once in a while. Once you get to a certain point, though, you can just completely auto battle the way through it, and then there's nothing for you to do at all. Then it's just a visual experience. But at the very least, they got the visual experience down. See, that's the thing. They know where their shortcomings and where their weaknesses and where their strengths are. And I think it's pretty impressive. The people are finally starting to get it, that if you want to make like a very visual experience, then you make the game looking as good as you possibly can, which is where a lot of like browser-based MMORPGs fail horrendously. They'll look like absolute garbage and still have garbage gameplay mechanics. That's not to say this game has garbage gameplay mechanics, and it doesn't exist. You can press your ultimate every once in a while, but like I said, you don't have to whatsoever. It just makes it a little bit faster, which can be frustrating because it feels like I'm not doing anything. But what you can do, I suppose, is you can, like, I'm pretty sure there's like a Pokemon aspect of collecting characters and upgrading them and all that. I don't believe you get like a move set or anything like that, but I mean, look at that. Like, look at this like weird looking zombie dude, zombie samurai, and then it's like a Oktoberfest going around outside here. And I'm sure there's like a social aspect and all those kind of things where you just kind of like chat with people while you grind through. Oh, there's also dungeons, which is pretty cool. If you could like team up with other people and go into, like, you take like one character and like you're one big team, that would be really cool if they actually did that. So that way you kind of grind on your own, and then you kind of show off your prowess in a team battle. That would be cool. I would like that. I mean, I wouldn't like that, but it would be a good game design choice. At least you would have a goal for all this grinding instead of just like imaginary currency or something, or making like your own grinding a little bit easier. If you actually have a goal to show it off, to like, you know, showcase it, then there's a real reason. Like, look at that guy. He's like he's got an anchor for a weapon. It's an anchor. He's like some kind of turtle. This game looks great. I love the look of this game. Like, that almost makes me want to like play it, but this game was so painfully dull gameplay wise that I literally almost fell asleep. I actually don't remember a lot of this because I was actually looking at a different screen while this was going on, because there was nothing for me to do. Like, it even auto-paths you back and forth between the portal. So that's pretty much all there is to say about Star of Heroes. It looks great. The gameplay is whatever. It's a mobile game on a browser. It's definitely not going to have you actively engaged or anything like that, but maybe you have this in the background while you, I don't know, watch something on Netflix or something. Which is why these kind of games are so great for mobile, because you can sit on the couch, lay back, and kind of, you know, do both at the same time. You can still do both at the same time with this, but you need like 2 monitors to do it effectively, or whatever. Or you just kind of listen to a podcast and chill out. I think this game knows what it wants to do. It does it well. I don't see any apparent problems. It doesn't do anything unique or special, but I think it really hits on its target well. But that's Star of Heroes.